Hi guys, this is Molten and welcome back to Dauntless. So tomorrow is the day that we get our new behemoth, the Rift Stalker, the 24th. And yesterday on my run to complete all my weapons, I basically, look at that, I picked up the exotic from Charrogg, firebrand Charrogg, the Molten Edict, as you can see. Really nice weapon, a ball of fire on top of it. In the blueprints, we can already check for the hunger. That's from Shrouds. And then for the pikes, we have Rezakiri with the God Hand. So now for firebrand Charrogg, we actually have the Molten Edict. Not completely leveled up. So 40 blaze power. The amount of damage will be influenced by elemental weakness or strength. Replaces all hammer blasts with a unique fireball ability that deals blaze damage. So yeah, I played a couple times with it, just to see what it can do. I'm not really a hammer dude. I play more with spikes and especially now with the guns. I love the guns. But yeah, let's go on a regular run map and then let's pick Pursuit. Who we're gonna take? Let's take Quill Shot. Okay, Private Hunt. Let's go. So, Molten Edict, what can we say? It works as any other hammer does, of course. You have your regular swings with the left mouse button, 300 part damage, and then we also do stagger damage, or we should be doing stagger damage at least. Can I get my stagger damage in there? Not one stagger damage. Come on. Not really the best hammer player out there, guys, so... Good break parts. Still no stagger. There it is. There was a stagger damage. 300. And another one. Let's get out of here before we get hit. So, it has a regular hits, as we can see. It also, and what makes it an exotic, we do need some range. Come on, lunge at me. There we go. Let's get some range. Let's get some healing up. So it basically, the second mouse button, the right mouse button, basically fires a ball at the behemoth, making a pool of fire beneath the behemoth and actually setting all its parts on a dot damage as long as the fire continues. Now it is really tricky to aim. You actually need to run towards your behemoth before you shoot it. And, well, I'm using Quill Shot because Quill Shot is one of the behemoths that stands still the most out of any behemoth that I know so far. So it's really easy to show the actual damage on him, but any other behemoth would already, like, be moving out of that zone with the fire, making the fire actually render useless. So let's get another shot in. Nicely on the spot, as you can see, it is proper damage, 11, 13, 15, I think the initial shot was 75 or something. Now, there are some additional feats to the actual weapon as you do your combination and you finish off your combination and shoot a ball of, well, I actually can show it better when I'm away from him. Let's heal up, let's reload. Make sure we don't get hit. So if you do actually your combination hits, as the last hit you shoot 10, you get a bigger ball of fire that actually rolls over the ground for a certain time and actually passes through the behemoth, actually doing damage as long as it's passing through. It also, of course, has the double jump when you sprint. Kind of need to reload first before we can do that. So you sprint, you tap once, you do the jump, and you basically create a ball of fire that will always roll towards the behemoth, as you can see, and it will always follow him. So yeah, to jump over him, you can basically jump away like that, and you always have like a missile that tracks his movement. So there are some nice features to this exotic. What I don't really like about it is that it doesn't do stagger damage on hit. So let's see if we can get some distance. Because, well, the other part, if you aim up, or if you aim down, the aim, well, the actual like direction and the actual curve that the ball takes will always be the same. So it's always the same distance that you basically shoot, making it, well, kind of easy to actually shoot with it. But then again, we were thinking that we were actually aiming towards him, and if you're a little off with your aim, you actually shoot next to him and not on him. It's a really, really fun one, but from what I've heard, and I asked a couple other players that do play hammers, because I don't really play hammers that much, so giving my perspective on how this compares to any other hammer, they all say that the perks that you don't have, like, it's good part damage. But if you do a hit, a regular hit, as you can see, how many dots would this be? Around 4, well, he stays in maybe 400 or 500 damage. One hit or two hits, as you can see, that's 600. That was almost 1100 damage from 3 hits. So any other damage that you do, regular hits with your weapon, will do more part damage than the actual weapon. The actual fire ability will do. And I'm almost getting killed over here. But yeah, it's a fun one. Like, you can play ranged with it, but I think for ranged weapon we have our guns now. And yeah, I'm really missing, like, if that shot actually hits the behemoth around his head or close enough to his head, it should do a certain amount of stagger damage. I kind of find, because that's what the hammer does, right? It's stagger, mostly. That's what the hammer does. And if you miss that in one of its abilities, like this, perfect headshot, yeah, no stagger, not able to knock it out from a distance. And that would make it a really good exotic. Not really sure. The balls were way too far away to actually damage the behemoth. Yeah, even then, 100 damage though that they did, so that's not really bad. Let's see if you can skip one. 99, 3 times 99. So yeah, the damage is pretty good if you play with it like a regular hammer, but I would not suggest you using it as a ranged weapon, because we basically have those in the game now, and aiming with this one is not really that easy. Molten Edict, definitely a fun exotic to pick up, but yeah, if I can believe other players, any other hammer will do way better damage because of the perks, or give you, well, better boosts than this one does. See, the balls of fire didn't even hit there. So yeah, I think it's a fun one. It really, really looks great. And well, if you're lucky, I haven't tested it yet, but I'm kind of wondering if you can like stand at an edge, somewhere at an edge, and then just shoot at him. I'm not sure how it works with the heel. Let's try that. Totally not facing him. Come on, lunge at me. There we go. Let's get some distance between us, and our heel is already over. So yeah, can't even test that one, and it's empty. Anyway, those were my thoughts on Molten Edict. I'm definitely gonna upgrade it to level 10, as I'm gonna do with all my weapons. But I don't really see myself using it. Like, if the part damage was a little greater, like, say, every dot would at least be 40, because the elemental damage is 40, then it might actually be good at, like, really snapping in there to breaking parts. But yeah, 75 there, 25, 35, 38. I wouldn't pick it up to actually do part damage, or to actually start or try to get parts. It's just it's a hammer, guys, and yeah, the other hammers are better in this game. So making this exotic a little disappointing in my eye. It still looks good. It's a fun one to play with, but yeah, it's not top of the class, and that's what exotics are supposed to be, right? They're supposed to be really hard blueprints you can barely get. Upgrading them is a whole feature itself. Not as much now anymore with the ability to farm up the raw claw gems and the elemental gems that you're supposed to farm for the exotics. Because basically, yeah, you get parts even though you cannot kill them. So getting the parts, getting killed, getting the part, getting killed, making the farm for the parts a whole lot easier. We've talked about this before. But yeah, not a weapon I can actually, well, recommend, I guess. This is on statement of other people, guys, not on my statement. Again, I don't really play with hammers. Hammers are a bit too slow for me and I constantly die. So yeah, my thoughts on Molten Edict, guys. Tomorrow, new Behemoth. Really looking forward to that. New quest line. So yeah, hope to see you then. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye bye.